Oh, thank Christ, a movie that finally managed to wipe the taste of Tyson's Run out of my mouth. I'm still trying to recover from that travesty of a film. X. So X is a new slasher film from A24 Pictures and is written and directed by Ty West. He's made some movies that I've really liked and some movies I've really hated. So going into X, guys, I kinda had really low expectations for this movie. But the movie centers around a pornographic film crew in the year 1979 as they strive to make the greatest porno in history. But for whatever reason, they rent out this guest house out in the middle of nowhere from this really mysterious elderly couple. And it soon becomes very clear that something is very off about their elderly hosts. And of course, as predicted, later that night, things go very badly for our band of protagonists. Like I said, guys, I had very low expectations when going into X. I saw one trailer for this movie and I was like, cool, another horror film. Hope it isn't shit. And turns out I was dead ass wrong. This is a very well put together horror film. It's very reminiscent of old school slasher films from the 70s and 80s. Like, I was getting Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes throughout this entire thing. Like, throughout the movie, you get that feeling of isolation and that feeling that they are really alone out there. If something bad happens to them out there, the odds of immediate help and rescue are just not possible. Like, they're all gonna get fucked both figuratively and literally. Oh, come on, you gotta admit, that was a halfway decent joke. This movie is just a tension-filled thrill ride, too. And at some points, it gets very uncomfortable to watch. You know, people like to give movies like this a very bad rap because of the slow burn aspect, but honestly, guys, I have a very huge soft spot for slow burn horror. That slow burn is what builds the tension and suspense, so while we may not be getting kills and scares immediately, the movie manages to still creep you out because you're anticipating that something bad is going to happen at any time. And when shit finally hits the fan, and boy does it makes the kills and the scares even more satisfying. You guys remember when I did my Scream review all the way back in January? You know, I praised that movie for having really good creative kills. Well, the kills in this movie make Scream's kills look tame by comparison. If you go see this movie, remember the alligator. That comes back later on in the movie. And some of the kills in this movie are actually pretty hilarious, but that's because the movie itself is also kind of hilarious. The character of Wayne is the funniest character in the whole movie. And speaking of Wayne, the cast in this movie is pretty damn solid. I don't know much about all the actors or any of the other movies they might have been in, but they all do a pretty good job here. Then again, I really don't know how much acting is truly needed when everyone is fucking for half of the movie. They're scared and afraid when they need to be, but they're also serious and goofy when they need to be. This is a gratuitous ass movie too. Like, there's more tits and ass in this movie than a damn titty bar. Not saying it took me out of the movie or anything. I mean, the movie's called X, for Christ's sake. I just know there was a lot of couples in that theater, and it was probably a very awkward ass experience for almost all of them. I mean, I know it was for me. I mean, for half of the movie, I was just like... Let's talk about the killers in the movie because they are both creepy as shit. From the get-go, like the moment you lay eyes on these two, you're just like, yeah, something is wrong with those guys. They both look like they crawled out of a damn geriatric ward or something. Maybe the Alzheimer's unit, I don't know. The elderly woman is definitely the creepiest of the two. She's just quietly stalking our protagonists and watching them from a distance while touching herself. She is all kinds of fucked up. And the movie doesn't really come out and tell you their motivations and why these two are doing the things that they're doing. I mean, they kind of allude to it when they say that the old woman just kind of wants to feel young again, and that's why she's so drawn to her victims. But unfortunately for the both of them, they're just a bunch of raging psychopaths. Like, I understand that getting old sucks, but killing people just because they don't want to fuck you is just all kinds of messed up. I'm sure there's more to them that the planned prequel is going to explore and dive into, and it'll give us a legitimate reason as to why they're so fucked up. But Till then, they're just crazy and they just need a good shower and a nap, basically. Guys, X was a very fun time at the theater. While it did have a few awkward ass sex scenes in it, I was still invested in the characters and the story that was unfolding. It's a tension-filled thrill ride that keeps you on the edge of your seat and makes you paranoid as hell. Definitely one of my favorite horror films of 2022. I'm just gonna put that out there. And I really highly recommend it to anyone that's a fan of slow burn horror in general. I'm gonna say X is definitely going in my movie collection. Yeah, if you're gonna take your girl to see this, guys, just know there is a lot of gratuitous sex and nudity in it. So don't be mad at her if she gives you this look. I'm just saying, I'm kind of glad I didn't take my girl to see it. She probably would have given me the same damn look. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me for my review on X. This movie was, like I said, definitely one of the better films of 2022. Anyway, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new, and let me know in the comments below if there are any movies you want to see me review personally. But, as always, this is Nathan Triner. I'm saying peace, and I'll see you guys next time for more Fire Forged movie reviews. Peace out, everybody.